Three, two, one, ghost. Hey, everybody, welcome to 321 Ghost. I'm your host with the silent G, Kyle, and as always, joined by my pal Natalie. Hey, Natalie, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great. I feel like, yesterday I was a C student at best, burnout, just listening to rock music and flipping his flipper, and as they say,
Is that what they say?
is it? I don't know. I just made it up. But today I am on top of the world. I have direction now. I'm feeling good.
Putting
I'm
gel in
part
your hair.
Yeah, I'm part of the Blue Ribbon Buddies. I even got a little jacket. Love that.
Little bracelet.
Yes. Do they wear bracelets?
Yeah, they gave out the little bracelets.
Right, 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 right. Hey everybody. We're taking it back to the 90s. I think objectively the best decade, right?
Oh yeah. And
Oh yeah.
98, good year.
Oh yeah, absolutely a good year. I'll try not to spend too much time just seeped in nostalgia, but we're talking
Mhm.
about 1998's kind of like sci-fi thriller,
Yeah.
Disturbing Behavior. Natalie, did you watch this movie when it came out?
I did, but I want to say on VHS. I don't think I saw this movie in the theater, even though this would have been peak Katie Holmes fame
Right.
because I was watching Dawson's Creek at this time.
We are we're big Dawson's Creek stands in this
We are.
podcast. Definitely team Joey and Pacey, right?
Oh, duh. Is
Duh, right?
anyone is anyone team Joey and Dawson?
I'm not team Dawson and anybody. Like I like James Vanderbeek. He seems like a nice guy,
Yeah.
but yeah, I just because I didn't want to see him end up with Michelle Williams either.
Mm-mm. No.
She was too good for him.
I prefer Dawson alone and heartbroken. I think
Yeah,
that's when he's at his best. And like trying to talk to girls and just doing a shitty job.
he needs that drive. Didn't he and Pacey both have some affair with a teacher or some adult person in their lives?
Pacey has an affair with the teacher.
And Dawson didn't have some sort of like adult situation.
I don't remember.
I don't know if I'm remembering right. We really need to start that Dawson's Creek
We
podcast at some
do.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Gonna
brought it
love
up in
it.
the first episode. Um,
And never stop bringing it up.
yeah, this movie is, certainly Katie Holmes, at the height of the Dawson's Creek situation. Also, I didn't realize this movie came out the same year as The Faculty because they're very similar.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's it follows this trend of like I don't have like all the stats in front of me, but like there's certain years where there's just two movies that are so similar, and you're like, how did this end up happening? Like I was thinking like
Hmm.
when Dante's Inferno and Volcano came out in the same year.
Such okay.
Or like even I think in 1998 you also had Deep Impact and Armageddon in the same year.
That's true.
Yeah. And then two, I was thinking, it just seemed to be really popular in the 90s in young adult fiction to have this like outcast group that are against, you know, their brainwashed students. But like
Hmm.
by being brainwashed, they're like preppy kids, you know? Like I was thinking this, of course. You got faculty.
Hmm.
I mean, fuck, do you ever read those Animorphs books? Same situation.
I love Animorphs. I
I read the shit out of Animorphs.
yeah, I read a lot of Animorphs. I think that this is like a very like body snatchers inspired concept, but trying to find different ways of making that happen. Same like with the faculty and this,
I
right?
like I like that it's like this dude's invented like mind control, but he's like they just keep getting horny. and trying to
These,
kill each other.
yeah, and at that point it's like, what exactly is the point if they're gonna just become like super rageful and violent whenever they get horny? Because clearly, like, they're teenagers. Like, you can suppress their music taste, the drug addictions, the lack of focus in class when it comes to how boring algebra is, but you cannot suppress
Algebra,
adolescent hormones.
I will argue algebra is the most fun of the math
Oh my gosh,
subsections.
I think so too.
Because first you would think letters, oh my God, get out of here. What are we doing in here? But I algebra is like you're just like solving little puzzles.
Yeah,
Little math puzzles. That's all. If you
sure.
think about it that way, yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
fun. And then it's just like, oh, let's move this little guy on this little side of the equation, and let's move this guy over here and see what happens. See what makes sense. See what doesn't. I don't know.
sure.
Um, so where was I going with all of this? Algebra.
Algebra.
Yeah. I like I get the subtext or just the text, I guess, of this
Hmm.
movie where it's this idea of like I don't know, you like brainwash these kids and then yeah, they all be and then I don't know, they all become this like frat guy like
Hmm.
maybe like gets success like financially in life or whatever, but then like also
Hmm.
has these like yeah, but he also he gets rageful and kills and rapes every now and then.
It's
And it's
like a suppression thing. I'm assuming that that's like what the more, like, if you suppress all of the young teenage like hormones and fun having and rebellion, which is like a normal part of adolescence, but also a normal part of life. Like, if you suppress those things and you try to be completely, you know, perfect, we'll say, as they love, that in these this idea of these like perfect teens, it's gonna come out somehow, whether it's in secret or out of rage or, whatever it is. You can't suppress things like that. And I mean, I think that even adults have issues like that too. You suppress sexuality, shit gets weird.
I think Katie Holmes almost gets there when she's like, it's just toxic male bullshit.
Hmm.
And Nick Stahl's just like, or hear me out, mind control.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, God forbid, because because I was like, there's brainwashed people who don't do that who do this kind of shit too.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I like it's like, let's come up with any other reason than discussing how we like raise young men, you know?
Yeah,
And I'm just like, man,
exactly.
after that and a few R words, I'm like, man, the 90s were wild.
Yeah. Wouldn't it have been funny though if there was no mind control and it was just toxic masculinity that was making them act this way?
I
Like,
think
that would have been a fun twist.
I think if the movie was made now, that could be it. And then of course, like
Hmm.
then it would be accused of being, like woke and shit. But
Yeah.
um
But like,
yeah.
this is very woke, I think. Before woke was a thing in its own way.
Is it? I don't
Is
know.
it?
I can't say one way or another. I'm not sure. I mean, other than like I did appreciate how the women get horny and violent too.
Oh, absolutely. I'm
Yeah.
assuming that is a symptom of this like treatment.
Yeah,
But
he's like,
I wish she wouldn't have gotten violent in some ways, because if she would have gotten horny and then like she was like feeling like guilty and like shameful, I think
hmm
that would have fit more with the female narrative than the rage and violence, because that's usually not the route.
hmm.
Can't It can happen, yes, but I think typically women will feel like shamed or, you know, just like emotional in a way of like, oh, like I should have more self-control. Like, I'm a lady. it's that kind
Right.
of mentality than like trying to stab him. But I'm gonna give them a pass on that one since she had some sort of laser brand thing put into her eyeball.
Yeah. I watched this movie. It must have been on VHS too. Um, when it came, shortly after it came out. So like, yeah, 98. And then I have not seen it since.
That's
Um,
wild.
so I remember very little of this movie going in, other than kind of knowing the basic premise.
Mhm.
Um, Completely forgot William Sadler and his whole situation.
Oh, really? Okay. He's
Yeah.
really important.
Yeah, I guess so. Um, but really what stuck with me, and probably with a lot of people, I would think, that music video with Katie Holmes was very formative for me.
Yeah.
Um, it's such a fucking good song. And it's such a good song that, like, you couldn't just, for the young people, I don't think any young people listen to this, but
No, they're all our
yeah,
age.
this was still maybe right before Napster. So like I had to go to like the warehouse music and I bought Holiday Man, which is that album from The Flies that has
Okay.
this song on it,
Hmm.
and Got You Where I Want You. And first of all, the song's fucking awesome. It's great. It's so good. And the video is super dumb,
It
but
is.
yeah, but the whole thing's great. But that was such a formative song for me. I bought that band's second album.
Wow.
It's called Out of My Way. And it's not as strong, maybe, but I don't know. I had a whole thing with 90s alternative one-hit wonders and kind of latching onto them. And so I'm very versed in the sophomore albums of 90s one-hit wonder alternative bands. Your Marcy Playgrounds and Harvey Dangers and the such, who also show up in this movie.
Both very underrated bands.
Yeah, gosh. And then I love a movie that takes place in the Pacific Northwest. Love it.
Of course.
Yeah. Cradle Bay is not a real town that I could think
No.
of, but
I do like the song. I don't know who, I've never heard of Addict, but that it's the song that plays when they introduce Katie Holmes' character and she's just like
uh-huh.
dancing on the back of the truck. I like that song. And I don't know any of their other music, but
Hell yeah.
I think this has a fun list of tracks in it. And that's something, I was thinking about that because we were talking about a mo like we were just talking about all the movies that we've seen in the last year. And it got me thinking a lot of new horror, like it has a score and maybe sometimes they'll mix in current music, but that's not really a thing anymore. Like putting like a lot of rock or pop songs into a horror movie. They kind of have their own musical score and stick with that.
Yeah, I think the culture has certainly devolved quite a bit from the glory years of the 80s, where not only were there rock songs in horror movies, but bands would write songs specifically for
Hmm.
them. I mean, shit, we were just talking about Dream Warriors the other
Hmm.
month, right? Or was that earlier this month? I don't know. I don't
That was
keep
earlier
track.
this month.
Whoops. I don't know. It time gets away from me.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then to now just like using other songs in the 90s and then now since then just it's fucking boring. I would love for, like fuck, I don't know, like we were watching that movie Primate and I'm like,
Hmm.
it'd make this movie fucking perfect though. A song by some rapper where he talks about a killer, chimp or
Yeah, he goes
something.
through the plot.
Yeah, it just goes through the plot, kind of LL Cool J style. Just get LL Cool J. I don't care.
Yeah, he's perfect for that.
What's he got going on, right? Um, yeah, it's a real shame.
Yeah.
This movie is directed by David Nutter. He is more known for TV, but he directed a lot of X-Files.
Mm.
He also, let's see, I guess he won a what's it, an Emmy for Game of Thrones, which I have not seen. Um, and then I think he also directed the pilot for Supernatural.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I love that.
but he also the music's by Mark Snow. I don't think the score is particularly strong with this
Mm-mm.
movie, especially that
Mm.
opening number during the credits. I was not feeling it. But
It's
Mark's
so long.
but Mark Snow, rest in peace. Give him his flowers for writing the X-Files theme. So
Oh,
that's pretty fun. So you
yeah.
get some X-Files vets in here.
Okay.
Yeah. We mentioned some of the cast already. James Marsden, I think before he was like super well known, you know. I don't know what else James Marsden was in at this time or younger, but
I don't know what he was known for before this. I feel like everything that I've seen him in was more post, yeah,
and this is like
post disturbing behavior.
2 years, 3 years before X-Men, I
That
think.
would be what like really like he blew up in was Cyclops.
Yeah. And he's
Hmm.
coming back as Cyclops too.
Honestly, like how crazy to pick a man with gorgeous eyes and cover them.
True. That's the
That's
irony, right?
wild. Like they were like, let's put him as Cyclops. Okay.
Yeah.
Get somebody with ugly eyes.
It's like putting Michael B. Jordan in a movie and making him wear pants.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. You know what? We should petition for Michael B. Jordan not to have to wear pants in any movies moving forward. I was mad that we didn't even get him completely shirtless in Sinners. Come on.
Um, Katie Holmes, love her. She, um, I don't know,
Katie
she's a
Holmes.
particularly strong actress by any
She's
means.
not at all. She's Katie Holmes. I love her as Joey. Everything else I've seen her in, you could literally swap out any girl next door looking actress. And I hate to say that because I do like I genuinely I'm like you you get it, Katie Holmes, but she is not convincing as an alt girl to me at all. Like she looks like they were like, okay, what do alternative girls wear? They have piercings, they wear crop tops, they slit their jeans right like at the bottom of the pocket, show a little cheek. Like her hair is so beautiful and voluminous, like it looks so beautifully washed. Like she's just it's just not. I'm not buying it.
I know. I'm thinking it's 1998, so Fruja Bulk was probably filming Waterboy at the time, so was probably
Hmm.
busy, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She could have been an okay pick, I guess.
Um,
Did you know the writer of this movie also wrote Con Air?
Good for him.
I I just didn't recognize his name and I was like, what else has this guy done? And I was like, okay, Con Air.
That movie's fucking wild.
It's fun.
It's too much.
It's
So, what came first, the movie or the brand of like bathroom appliances?
definitely the brand of bathroom appliances.
Hmm.
I would say they've been around since at least the 80s, probably before that.
Yeah, the packaging
That's my
still looks like
guess.
it's from the 80s,
Yeah, a little bit.
but let's see. Nick Stahl, who I loved Nick Stahl in Carnival. Um,
Oh, yes. That's the other thing that I recognize him from.
and then of course, like Terminator 3, if anyone remembers that one. And then I thought he was in something else we watched, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
Something that we've covered?
Maybe.
Hmm.
Maybe not.
I don't know about that.
Bruce Greenwood, who is in a number of things. I know he's in one of those J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies. I think he's in some other stuff that I'm sure he's fine in. I just haven't seen. And then you got fucking William Sadler in this movie, and I did not remember Mr. Newberry
We can talk about Mr. Newberry.
and his whole shtick. I do not get it. But I mean, I love him
Hmm.
from Bill and Ted's Bogus
Ah,
Journey.
love him, Bill and Ted.
Yeah, it's such a fucking I I love those movies so much, and they're very formative for me. And even the
Okay,
new one was whatever, you know.
this is wild. Con Air, the consumer goods brand, not the movie, has been around since 1959.
Good for them.
I know, that's pretty impressive. Just wanted to make sure everyone knew.
Well, I'm ready to hop into this movie.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Yeah. So again, this takes place in the Pacific Northwest. There is this dam, aqueduct, something. I don't know. What do you call that?
I don't know.
Well,
Your guess is as good as mine.
doesn't matter, but you've got some kids parked there. You've got and they're,
Like a makeout spot.
yeah. And I think, I mean, I don't know. There was a few I knew in high school to go to. Some I even got the chance to visit myself, you know.
Wow.
Very exciting. Um, so let me think. Okay, so you've got these people in this car. One of these guys is in his what do you call it? His Letterman
Letterman
jacket.
jacket.
Yeah. And she wants to get a little frisky, but he what do you say? He
He's to
needs his
save his,
fluids.
he needs his fluids.
He needs his fluids for the big
Hmm.
game.
Yeah.
Um, to
Which,
which
does that ever come up again? Him saying I need my fluids?
I don't think so,
That feels really weird that he says that and then like it never comes up again. Like you'd think that they would be like super thirsty or something. Oh, but that's like a faculty thing.
right? Oh yeah, yeah, right,
Mm.
right, right. So, um,
They had to drop that plot.
yeah, she's like, I need your fluids, buddy. Come over here. And then, yeah, but not before he also notices, like, he says some shit about, like, she's got like a tattoo on her ankle.
Hmm.
A couple high schoolers with tattoos in this movie, but I guess, maybe their
Yeah.
parents signed a waiver or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Or they went
But
someplace shady.
like he makes this like comment about like, he's got to save his fluids and she it's unbecoming of her to have a tattoo,
Hmm.
sinful or some shit and I don't know.
I'm
Dude,
sorry, but if somebody said that to me, I'd be like, well, I guess I'm not sucking your dick. You can just give me a ride home now. Like, what? Don't comment on my tattoo like I'm trashy.
and I don't know. This was very upsetting. Her starting to go down on him and then he
Yeah.
just snaps her neck like with her head in her lap
Yeah.
in his lap. I'm like,
Yeah, it's a brutal start to this movie. And he says slut.
yeah, like, and
Yeah.
if I was someone who, performed oral sex for men, or for people with penises, and I'd seen that movie like as like a kid or something, I would never forget that, and I would think about that every single time. Apparently, yeah,
Do you feel like it would be a
that sounds
risk?
traumatizing.
Like, but let's talk about the logistics here. Wouldn't that kind of be a risk to snap someone's neck while your dick is in their mouth? What if you naturally just like bite down or something? Like, he doesn't
Or
know.
or even just the motion of doing it while like
Is that going to twist you?
you're
Yeah.
still in there. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's a risky thing to do. So
So
that I wasn't worried about that.
we also are introduced to Gavin, who is played by Nick Stahl,
Being a
who
perv.
I guess like trained his dog to like find people fucking. So
Yeah, 'cause he's like, good boy.
he's like, "Good boy, you found him. Awesome." Now he pulls out his binoculars. It's that's. I was like, well, I was like, I needed to pause. I was like, what's going on here? Did he teach his dog to do that?
Maybe. But also, like, Gavin, this is what happens when you're being a perv. Like, you're gonna witness some shit you probably shouldn't see. Like your
Yeah.
your best case scenario is that you see two people fucking that shouldn't be fucking, and then they see you, and now you've got this like secret. And worst case is exactly what happened.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Like,
Um,
like so it's a lose-lose.
yeah.
Watch
So
porn.
so this dude kills what's her face, Mary Jo, I believe her name is, something to
Hmm.
that extent. And the police arrive, or two cops arrive, and then the dude's still just kind of like mad violent off
Mm.
horniness.
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing is that his dick's hard, and then you see that fire in his eyes. So he takes it out on her and then proceeds to take the gun out of the holster of one of the cops and shoots him dead. But
Yeah.
then the other cop's just like, all right, well, guess we gotta. Now we know it's a network of situations because
Hmm. Hmm.
the other police officer's like, oh, fuck, dude, you killed another one. All right, let's hide the bodies. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but also Gavin sees all of this, um, takes his sex sniffing dog, and they take off. So this is when we introduce Steve.
Mhm.
James, I'm gonna keep messing
James
up.
Marsden.
Yeah, because I want to say Marsters.
I know.
I know.
The best James.
Yeah. Um, I am gonna stick with LL Cool, but I think it's a worthy nomination though.
Thank you.
Yeah. So he's moving with his family. I love, and again, like Pacific Northwest. I love a good ferry scene. You know,
Yeah.
I love taking the ferries. They're fantastic.
Does the fairy seem necessary in this movie, though?
Um,
I feel like
yeah,
they
because
really get a lot of use out of it.
yeah, I mean, because they probably wherever this fictional it's wherever Cradle Bay is, it's probably like you know like Whidbey Island or like Port Angeles maybe. So like
Hmm.
they are on because Seattle is on like mainland Washington,
Hmm.
and and you see the city in the distance, I think in one of the shots,
Hmm.
and on the other side of the water. So it would make sense that the hospital and like they're always trying to get from the ferry off. I don't
Hmm.
know, but
Yeah.
um, he's also having nightmares about Ethan Embry. Um,
Because that's his deceased brother.
right. Well, we don't learn that just yet, or well, I guess we
Oh,
learn that he's
sorry.
probably dead.
Spoiler.
Right. And then he moves into this house. We also meet his parents, but they don't do much in this movie. And then his
Hmm.
sister, who doesn't really do much either,
Yeah.
other than just kind of like being like, oh, fuck, I forgot about her. Let's go rescue her.
Yeah.
So, one thing, I don't know, did you watch this movie with captions?
I did.
Okay, did you notice the changes?
Hmm.
They're
Whenever
real.
there were like swear words, they would put some replacement for it. I should have written them down because some of them are really fun.
My favorite was, I mean, already, yeah, I just didn't think Peckerhead was that vulgar.
Yeah.
But they use it quite a lot, like throughout the movie. Like in other words, I was like, oh yeah, I guess peckerhead is just part of their, vocab. But then it would say putty head, like Puddydhyhead. And I don't know.
Interesting choice.
Yeah, there were some other ones where like they would just change it pretty. I don't know. That's pretty
Yeah.
funny though. I don't
Yeah.
know if that's just because we watched on Tubi and that's like all they had was like the made for TV
Oh,
caption
yeah.
version.
I
I
didn't
don't
even
know.
think about that because I was like, it is rated R, so the caption should have profanity, but you're right. It could be because it's Tubi.
Is this rated R? It really shouldn't be. I mean, I guess you see
Hmm.
one
I
you
mean,
get
we
you
just
get
said he
you get a
snapped her
boob.
neck. You do get boob. And he snapped her
Yeah.
neck while she was sucking his dick.
Yeah, I suppose so. But you don't like see it.
Yeah, this is rated R.
Hmm. So first day at school, you get an idea of kind of who's who. In this we've got one dude who like shows up late to class.
Mm,
Dickie is his
yeah,
name, I think,
yeah.
right? We're gonna learn he's one of the car crew kids.
Yes.
Um
So he has
he's
that
in
really nice Mustang.
yeah. So But more importantly, we get to the lunch period, and then Gavin and his friend UV
Mhm.
um, just show up, and it's kind of it's weird to call this like the Mean Girls scene because Mean Girls takes place like what, like 8 years after, something like that, but very
Yeah,
Mean Girls, where they just insert themselves. They're like, hey, you sitting here? And then he's like, no, yeah, you guys go ahead, sit down. And then they just sit down at this table with him and then just explain each of the clicks
I
and
love
then
it.
leave. Like that was the whole point. It's like, we're just gonna sit down. We've never spoken to you in our entire lives. We're
Yeah.
just gonna point out who's who. I do like these clicks. And then yeah,
Yeah.
each like their music and preferred drug of choice.
Hmm.
And I don't know what else, but and then also and then just like fucking Gavin and this thesis on women and one of the women Lorna, right? Which I'm kind of
Yeah.
like, I don't know, dude. I don't I don't know if I want to listen to your thesis about the the simplified two types of women coming from a dude that trained his dog just to support his pervert fantasies, you know?
Well, also he's like really into the girl who is in the blue ribbons, but he
Lorna, yeah.
also is fully convinced that they're all under mind control. So maybe find a new girl to have a crush on,
Yeah.
because that feels weird.
And like he just openly makes it like, oh yeah, man, that's the girl I masturbate to a
I
lot.
know, you just met this guy. I'd be like, bro, we're not tight like that yet. Like,
Yeah.
we
And
just met.
and even then, and like I mean, unless like my friends were rightfully ashamed to admit, I don't know, but like I don't know. We didn't talk like that
Yeah, no,
about people
everything
we knew, you know?
everything about this interaction feels very an adult writing teenage characters. There's a lot of that in this movie, but this particular scene, just the way that Gavin introduces each click, like I like it for the sake of it feeling very 1998, but it
Yeah.
it feels like an adult writing teenagers.
And adults playing teenagers.
Oh my gosh, yeah, they all
Also
look.
a trademark of the 90s.
Why do they look older now that we're older? Like they looked
Mm.
like they could be like they looked more like they were in their late teens when I was watching this as a kid, but as an adult, they look like they're in their mid late 20s to me.
So of all these groups, he brings up this Blue Ribbon Club, which is, I guess, it seems to be like all like the jocks,
That
essentially, and the
they're
cheerleaders
like
and stuff.
good kid jocks, straight
Yeah,
edge jocks.
the straight edge jocks.
Hmm.
Yeah, there was definitely the straight edge movement in high school that I didn't I didn't buy, I didn't follow, but it was a big thing. Um, right? Because you would put X's on your hands. Do you remember
Oh, is
that?
that a thing?
Yeah, I was like in we went to high school together. You didn't see any of
I
this?
never noticed that. No. I
You were
guess I
too
was
busy
not
with the
around any of those
Rangers.
kids.
Yeah. Like
I
I don't
wasn't
hang
hanging
out.
out.
I wasn't hanging out with fucking nerds, Kyle.
Yeah. Like, I don't know where you saw those kids. They
Yeah.
weren't smoking weed with me.
But this Blue Ribbon Club, yeah, they're just all like, yeah, the jocks, the preppies, the whatever yet you want to
Hmm.
call them. Though I know jocks and preppies, are also very different.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah. Tell Zach and AC Slater.
Ooh.
Yeah. So at home, we're around the table having a family dinner. I guess one of the kids' friends is there because I was like, hold on, where did this other child come from? What are
Oh
you
yeah.
doing here at the table? But it's
That
just,
the sister could have must have just met her too.
yeah. And then we learn a little bit more about Alan, who is the older brother who passed away, who died by suicide. I don't think we learned
Mhm.
that it's suicide just yet, but the
No.
parents are like, we don't want to talk about it. We're starting a new life here at Cradle Bay. Shut up and eat your dinner. And then
Yeah.
also, who the fuck is your friend? You need to not bring this shit up.
I know. I was like, can you imagine? That's the most awkward dinner to
I
be
know.
at. You just met this girl, you're studying for your spelling bee, and they're like, hey, does your family get mad at you when you talk about your dead grandfather? Because we can't talk about my dead brother here. I'd be like, well, this was lovely. Thank you for having me. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I know she was like all trying to be nice to me, like, oh, well, my grandfather died, I hear you. And I'm like, grandfathers die all the fucking time.
Yeah,
That's
not the
what
same, bitch.
kind of what they're supposed to do. So get the fuck out of here. Um, please, yeah, please tell me that that's similar to the death of my child. Please. Enlighten me,
Yeah.
middle school age child. Yes. Um, yeah. Sorry you can't get Christmas cards with, you know, $5 bills in them anymore. Um, we that night, meanwhile, we cut to Dickie, who, because again, he's a car guy, so he's at the docks trying to find car parts or try to
hmm
buy car parts from somebody. But turns out he was lured here because he gets surrounded
hmm
by all the blue ribbon boys, and they, I guess like at least beat him up or something.
Yeah,
Like
they
they see him like surround him,
kind of beat the
you know.
shit out of him.
Yeah. Next day at school, this is when we're introduced to what's his name, Caldecott, who is a teacher, the principal,
He's no, he is
the
the
counselor.
like, yeah, the school counselor,
Got it. Okay.
or supposedly.
Yeah, and he's meeting with Steve, who's new, of course, and they're already trying to push like the blue ribbon shit on him, being like, "Hey,
hmm
you seem like a lonely, sad guy. I think we got a club that could work for you."
You're lonely and
Uh,
sad, but you are handsome.
yeah. Um, And then later that day, this is when we're introduced out in the school parking lot to Rachel, played by Katie Holmes,
hmm
who is just like fucking just vibing, just,
Yeah.
just grooving in the back of her truck by herself. I like
Yeah.
how she kind of goes from like, pseudo kind of like sensual, slow dancing by herself, like, and then, of course, like the low cut jeans and the midriff,
Uh-huh.
right? Not saying this doesn't work for me,
Oh yeah,
but
no, it worked for everybody.
but I like how she was alternating like between that and then would just kind of sit down and just kind of like look introspective. Like it was this bit of like, oh, she's sexy. Trust me, she's sexy first. Also,
She's deep.
she's deep. She's deep.
Mhm.
Dude, and Gavin's such a fucking dick. I don't know why people let people like him into their lives because he's such a fucking dick the whole time. He's like, "Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's my best friend Rachel, but she's fucking trailer trash though."
Yeah, literally. The blue ribbons don't want her.
Yeah, don't talk to her. Um, what is he? She's a certified jitterbug. What kind of language are these children using in this movie? Because it is
Oh,
not familiar to me.
this is actually the perfect time to bring this up
Yeah.
because Gavin starts talking about what they might do later that evening.
Uh-huh.
And he's also telling Steve, and he's asking Rachel, like, hey, are you down for this plan? Like, we'll get somebody to buy us some beers, et cetera, et cetera. And she says, sounds razor.
Hell yeah.
Who did the writer come up with this and say, you know what kids should say? That things are razor. She says it 3 times in the movie.
The coolest things kids say are the ones that adults come up with for them, you know?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's the working theory for sure.
Yeah. No, I knew the scooter, the Razor scooters.
She's not talking about that razor. But yeah, so now whenever we think something is good, we should say it's razor.
It's a real Razor. Yeah,
It's
sounds
razor.
Razor.
Yeah.
So they go to try to, pick up some beer or get an adult to go buy them beer. And then we also meet one of the Blue Ribbon boys. His name is Chug.
Oh,
Um,
Chug. He's a
fucking
piece of
Chug.
shit.
Chug is a real piece of shit. He tries to flirt with Rachel a little bit, but also starts to go kind of crazy and violent. Um, because she turns him down and he's like, whatever. And then like goes into this convenience store, grocery store, or whatever. And then like, yeah, it was like, it's like almost like predator vision, kind of. But like his like eyes get red and
Like
then he's like,
horny predator vision.
and he's watching Katie Holmes, who's just kind of like
The way she
leaning, but like writhing, like kind of like wiping the side of the truck, her truck with her ass, kind of. And he's just like, while also looking introspective. She's deep.
yeah.
Okay. And he's just like, oh, I can't handle it. I'm getting so horny. And then just fucking loses it. And he doesn't know where to put this energy. So he just starts beating the shit out of this other dude.
Dude, this is
And
brutal too. When he pulls the septum ring out of that
woof.
guy's nose and you see
Yep.
him, he's like holding it and like screaming ragefully, and you can just see that chunk of his nose.
Yeah. Like
Ooh.
the Predator, like, but with a spine, just like holding his trophy, you know?
Yeah, having a septum ring anytime I see things like that happen in movies or someone like tugging on them, I do think about them. Like if somebody attacked me, like they could totally just pull this fucking thing right out of my nose.
Oh yeah. It's like yeah, in any horror movie, if someone has like a septum ring or like nipple rings, like something's gonna happen. It's
Yeah, as
no
soon as
good.
you see it, you're like, fuck, they're so fucked.
Rachel's like, "Yep, that's classic chug for you. You know, some blue ribbon shit."
Ripping
And
septums out.
all right. And like I was saying earlier, yeah, she's just like, it's just sounds like steroids and toxic male bullshit. And then Gavin's like, how hear me out though. Let's talk about, let's talk about some mind control. And he's like, and also, by the way, all of this stuff happens, and like he has not brought up this story yet to anybody that he witnessed a double murder,
Yeah.
right? So finally he does, and he's like, but let me take you somewhere.
To Steve instead of to Rachel, his best friend of many years, we'll assume.
Oh yeah. So he takes, and I guess UV probably knows. Um,
Mm.
And so he takes Steve. He's like, I gotta tell you this whole story. So I'm gonna take you to this janitor boiler room situation um to explain like, I witnessed this murder. Steve's like, why don't you go to the fucking cops about it? He's like, well, because the cops are in on it, clearly. Um and like I said, any sort of like mind control murder situation with teens in the 90s, the teens are like, how can we figure this out ourselves first? We
Hmm.
can we can crack this code.
Hmm.
All this takes is like a library montage, and we visit the insane asylum, and we'll figure this out ourselves. But
I mean, usually they get a chance to at least try to go to the cops. I like that we immediately cut the cops out of the equation by showing their involvement.
right. And then this is when we get introduced to Mr. Newberry, which at first I was like, who the fuck is this person? What is he doing here? I don't think they make it clear he's the janitor until later when he's actually doing like janitorial work in the school.
Yeah, I think you assume, I mean, I would assume that he's the janitor if he's like catching rats
Yeah,
in the school.
you see him emerging from like a sewer. He always has a few dead rats on him, like on his person at
Yeah,
any time.
what is his deal? Like we have obviously people, throwing the R slur around and saying that he's stupid, and that works to his advantage because people talk around him and assume that he's not going to repeat it or understand it. So, is he just a regular guy pretending that he has like some sort of, you know, like learning disability, or like what do we think is going on here?
I don't know because yeah, like it's kind of like why I can't remember the name of it. What's that movie with Tom Cruise and his like brother, but he's like good at counting cards?
Rain Man?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, he's got kind of like a Rain Man situation going on.
Yeah.
And um so yeah, this like, you know, undefined thing that he has. I don't know. Um, and I thought that it was gonna, I mean, I thought it was gonna be really dumb, but like he was gonna be like, haha, just kidding. I was acting like this. So to like throw off the scent that like I've already been investigating all of this, or
Yeah, like
like,
he's been tracking
yeah,
um what's his name, the doctor.
right.
Yeah, like
Cart,
he
yeah, Caldecott.
Caldecott, yeah. So he's been tracking him the whole time, and so he's put on this whole ruse so he could infiltrate the school, et cetera, et cetera. But that's not what's happening.
That's not the case. Yeah.
No.
He is strange. He is always like he always looks like he's like emerged from like a mine. Because he's just covered in like soot
He does,
like
yes.
all the time.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know what the fuck his whole situation is. So next day at the school, we get a whole new Dickie. And this Dickie's like strangely enough, like well, like, I mean, I get it. Like he's got the new haircut, he's got the new, Letterman jacket, he's hanging out
hmm
with the blue ribbon buddies. But like, why do they need to like destroy his car? Like maybe
Yeah, sell it.
sell it. Like I get like, oh, that's a symbol of when you
Oh.
are part of that clique and now you're a part of our clique now. So destroy that car. I'm like, yeah,
Mhm.
just fucking that shit's probably worth something.
That thing looks like it's worth a lot. That's a beautiful Mustang.
Yeah.
But I will say it is like the world's worst makeover for Dickie. He looks so much better in his like baseball cap with the little denim cut vest situation, like kind of kind of looking like a little like hottie mechanic, and then he's now just like this that terrible preppy outfit that he's in, and his smile is so creepy.
Yeah.
I do not like Dickie's make under.
That evening, let's see, we've got the scene in the diner where Steve is confronted by the blue ribbon buddies, and they're
hmm
like, you know, hey, I don't even know what they say to him. I can't remember, but they're
You could
just
have
like,
friends here.
yeah, right. We've got everything you want, Steve. Blah 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 blah. Gavin walks in and looks real jealous, to be honest.
He's real possessive of Steve already.
Oh, 100%. And he pulls Steve out of there and it's just like, hey man, I gotta explain to you, like, here's my proof. Like, this is mind control. And he shows pictures of some of the kids that are in that group,
hmm
and they used to, you know, be burnouts or whatever, or like they
hmm
just do
Or
drugs
just
and
cool.
party. Yeah, look like cool dudes in that picture.
Yeah.
Um, and he's like, but now look at them, right? So I don't know if Steve is still buying this. So Gavin's like, all right, I'm going to show you the real proof.
Yeah.
And
Because he wasn't. He was like, maybe they decided to change their lifestyle.
maybe
Like,
they're just done with your bullshit, dude.
yeah, people reinvent themselves.
Absolutely. So he's like, I really got to show you. And then takes them to back to the school. So all of this is just conveniently happening at the same time where they go to this Monday night meeting of the adults
hmm
talking about this blue ribbon club,
hmm
um being led by Caldecott. And then one of the poor moms is like, he's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, he's okay and all, and I'm glad he's doing good in school, but like he seems to kind of fight everybody who
Yeah.
isn't in this blue ribbon club. And then he's just like, it's a side effect, what can you do?
Yeah,
um
I'd be more upset about that than them having bad grades.
how aware do you think the parents are of like exactly what has happened to their kids? Because it seems like they volunteer their children for this.
I don't think that they know that it is a surgical procedure. Am I wrong in saying that?
I don't, yeah, I think you're right.
I don't think they're
I
aware of that. So I think what my impression of the parents' knowledge is is
Like, we
that
just want him to
they're,
stop masturbating so much. Can you please
yeah,
help me?
they're probably approached by Dr. What's his face. I don't know why I can't remember his last name.
Caldecott.
Caldecott. Caldecott. Um, and he's probably like, hey, I met your kid at school. I can tell they got a low GPA. I think maybe some drugs might be involved. They're not applying themselves. I could get them into a good college. Like, we have this program, it's really great. And if you're that worried as a parent and like you're not talking about your dead son and shit, you might just be like, you know what? What could be the harm? Putting him in a program where he has like companionship through the other kids. I would definitely do a lot more research before I just signed up my kid. And also, is he doing this for free? Like, is this a free service?
I guess so. Or like the school pays him.
Yeah,
Maybe
that
there's some
feels
small
wild.
grants. I don't know.
Like, how is he benefiting from this? Just power?
I guess so.
I was like, he's not getting paid, or it doesn't seem like he is. I guess the school would be paying him.
Well, yeah, yeah. The school pays him a salary, I would think.
But not enough to have an evil fucking agenda.
I guess
A school
so.
counselor's salary?
That's why I was thinking he would be brainwashing the parents too, so
But
they
he's
could help.
not.
Yeah. I
He's
don't,
just telling them, you want a good kid or what?
yeah. You want that kid to take his dick out of his hand?
You
I got you.
want him to stop spying on people at the makeout point?
Yeah. And funny enough, you mentioned that because the parents that walk in next are fucking Gavin's parents.
Mhm.
And then, like, he's just like, we've got a new recruit, a new nomination. He just likes rock music and masturbating himself. A real C student.
Gavin's like, oh shit, I love
Yeah.
masturbating. I think it's me.
He's it's like that could be anybody. Or I was hoping Eric under his breath he would like say to Steve like I don't masturbate that much. Like
Yeah,
I masturbate it's a normal amount.
the normal amount of masturbation.
Yeah. And just every day, all the time. So, uh, this part's pretty wild because so they leave and Gavin's just like, see, fucking I told you. And even then Steve's like, I don't know, man. Like let's cool our heads a little bit.
There's
Like,
no proof of anything sinister going on at
yeah.
this point.
And to be fair, I think Steve is in the right. When Gavin says, "Oh, well, don't even worry, I've got a plan." He just pulls out a gun. He's like, "I'm gonna go home and just kill my parents." That'll,
He's like, no, he said he's gonna kill all of them, like all the blue ribbons,
yeah.
whoever is in his fucking way, he's gonna kill.
And I'm like, "Whoa, you can't do that. Like, that's not good."
Mm-mm.
Steve's like, "Jesus, dude, I've been at this school for 3 days and already this guy is like threatening to shoot up the school. That's not good.
Wouldn't you be
Even the shitty
more
kids."
like if I were Steve, I probably would try to acknowledge what Gavin was saying just a little bit more because I'd be like, okay, bro, you're not wrong. That was weird how overnight Dickie went from having a whole car-driven personality, ooh, pun intended, um, to being this straight edge jock kind of guy. Like he
Loser.
had a complete personality transplant, but I wouldn't think that it was mind control. I'd be like, what if like let's go to the diner or some place where these guys don't hang out and talk about other options because what I would be thinking, I'd be thinking that they were being like drugged, injected with something, hence the violent tendencies. But like, you know, maybe they're giving them something to just make them more like accommodating to adults. Kind of like a lowering your inhibitions, except like driving your ambition. And like if people tell you, like, hey, you need to get good grades, they're like, oh shit, you're right. I do need to get good grades, which I guess is a type of mind control, but like not in the sci-fi way that Gavin is trying to explain it to Steve.
Yeah. And Steve now is just completely focused on like, this guy's waving a gun around. But so
Yes.
I side with Steve where he's like, look, let's whatever we end up doing, how about you just well, he wrestles that gun from him. He's like, I'm gonna hold on
Hmm.
to this. I thought he was gonna turn around and just throw it right in the lake.
He
But
should have. But it is Steve's fault that Gavin gets got. If he would have let him keep the gun, I mean, it wouldn't have looked great.
all these people ended up dead anyway.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
just something to think about.
But yeah, next morning at school, it's a whole new Gavin.
Mm.
He looks like Archie, the way they do his hair.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and that little like vest situation he's got going on.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um,
He looks so
Steve,
much better as a burnout.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Gavin and Rachel try to confront him, but sorry, Steve and Rachel try to confront Gavin. But Steve and UV just get their shit beaten out of them by the Blue Ribbon Boys, including Gavin.
Yeah, that's wild.
Also, meanwhile, you've got staff, an adult staff member, Mr. Newberry, who like helps sometimes, but then just stands there and watches other times.
Because if he helps
Um,
too much, they're gonna know that he's putting on a half ruse.
is it a ruse? We don't
I don't
know.
know. That's what I'm saying. Like it feels like it's like halfway is, halfway isn't. But he's like, damn, like I don't want this kid to get killed, and I know like these blue ribbon kids can be pretty dangerous. So he doesn't want Steve to get seriously hurt, so he has to break it up, but he also doesn't want to get too heavily involved. Like he's not going to report it to the principal,
Hmm.
which he should.
Yeah. So he goes, let's see, they split up at some point. I don't know, but Steve goes to mend his wounds down at Mr. Newberry's boiler room lair situation.
The
And
hangout spot.
yeah, and then again, this is like when Steve's just like, this is all a fucking show you're putting on, isn't it?
Mhm.
Like you, because
He's
he
like, you
says,
read Kurt Vonnegut?
"Oh yeah, you read Vonnegut, bro? You must be super smart,
Yeah.
super smart." Um, I got nothing against Kurt Vonnegut.
Yeah,
I like Kurt
but
Vonnegut, but it's like just like, see, you are this like weird, eccentric, half not there rat exterminator enthusiast, whatever you are. But like, I don't know. But you never know. Like he doesn't like he like acknowledges kind of that he
I
like
think okay,
okay.
maybe Mr. Newberry is not not into intellectually impaired, but he is a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I think that's what's going on. Like they think that he's stupid, but really he's crazy. And crazy can still be smart.
I guess
So that's
so.
why it would make sense that sometimes he takes action and sometimes he doesn't. And he has a clear understanding that something is going on and that he can make an impact, but he's not necessarily, at least from the beginning, plotting to figure out what's going on with these kids. Like he didn't strategically place himself there. It was just a happy coincidence, I guess.
Okay.
Because he does genuinely seem like he loves exterminating rats.
Right. And also just because it'll be brought up later, he is developing a way to drive rats away by
Hmm.
using like high pitched frequencies.
Hmm.
Um, so there you go, there's that.
Yeah, I mean, he's like an electrical engineer at this point, coming up with that shit.
Maybe. Yeah, at first I thought it was like just like a boombox that he keeps with him down there to
No, he
let's
has
listen to
so
some
many.
tunes. He's like, oh no, 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 this is for music. This hammer's for the rats.
Yeah.
That would have been funny. But so let's see. Steve's like, I can't trust any of you. I don't even know what the fuck's going on. He goes home to find his parents not home and Lorna sitting in just alone on his couch in his living room.
Hmm.
Being like, "Oh, I was
Wait,
tutoring
is
your
her name
sister. And then she,
Lorna or Lauren?
I think it's Lorna.
Oh, I thought it was Lauren.
Yeah. So this is a whole situation because, she says some cryptic shit about her sister, about his sister.
Hmm.
Um, then like tries to kind of flirt and make a move on him, but no, what is it that like sets her off? He's like, this is all too stressful for me. I'm gonna get a can of Coke from the fridge. And
Yeah.
and then she gets predator vision and just sees him
Yes.
drinking a Coke and she's like, oh my God, I'm getting so horny and hot and bothered by this that she like pulls her shirt open.
Ugh.
So you get a boob poking out here.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, I want to have sex with you. Also, I want to kill you. Because she starts smashing her head against that mirror.
I think the order of things is she gets enticed by him, like drinking that Coca-Cola. She feels
Yeah.
kind of like a Coca-Cola ad a little bit.
Just it'll turn you
Getting horny for
insane.
Coke.
Yeah.
But she, when she gets turned on, she wants to fuck him. But I don't even think if he went for it, that she still would have freaked out because she felt like guilty and shameful, smashed her head in, and then was like, "No, wait, I'm not the problem. You're the problem. I'm going to stab you to death." That's how I think things went.
Right. Luckily, so she comes to on her own,
Hmm.
right? I don't know if there's like a high pitch frequency or something I wasn't aware of or something that happened, but she's able to stop herself and then runs off.
Hmm.
Yeah, like, and she's like, I gotta study for a test. She's still got blood streaming down her face and shit, you know.
Yes.
And then Steve's like, I am so confused, but like also kind of um turned on right now, but also terrified.
But also, am I going to be arrested for assault?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, oh no, you ever like she's like on the ground bleeding from her head, like with her skirt up and shit, and you're like,
Your mirror smashed. It looks like he fucking smashed her head into the mirror. That's what I would be thinking if I was anyone who came into this situation.
right? Um, so then but it's weird because like then we get this like hard cut to Lorna on this operating table, and then
Hmm.
you've got Caldecott and like one of like the teachers or something, I forget, like in their scrubs, and he's just like, ah, yeah. Yeah, they keep getting fucking horny and violent. He's like picking out pieces of her brain, just like, yeah, I don't know what to do with
And
this
this is
one.
the second time on this podcast that a movie has brought up the pineal gland.
What was the other one?
Um from Beyond.
Oh, right, right, right. Oh, that's the
Because that's
horny
what gets
one.
them all horny. Yeah, and he said they
Right.
were gonna cut it out. I was like, I wonder if that was a little nod to them.
Yeah. All consistent science. And maybe that's yeah, I would love if it was in the same universe and
Mm.
that was like the doctor he like looked up to was Jeffrey Combs or something. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but then how did they even know what went wrong? Like, or did she come back and like tell them that? Like, did they go,
I would assume she went home and probably had that blood on her face, and her parents were like, "What the fuck happened?" And then he
hmm,
came to check on her. And he's
okay,
like, "Just tell them she's gonna miss cheerleading practice this week." And I'd be like, "Okay, are we doing some sort of weird surgical procedures? What's going on?"
right. So let's see. The next day, Rachel's at school. She's getting her cigarettes from the basement lair where she hides them. Also finds a DVD,
Mm.
which I guess was left for her by Gavin at some point before he turned,
Yeah, he found a way to leave that behind.
right? Um, Chug follows her down, and Chug's still like, hey,
This guy.
you know, if I can't have you, no one can kind of mentality, kind
Because
of
he asks
energy
her
there.
out, and then she laughs at him, which I love.
Yeah, she's like, dude, you could be just filled with fucking maggots, dude, and I'd still like, yeah, ugh. You're
Yeah.
still more disgusting than that. So yeah, it's pretty rough because like he's trying to assault her.
Oh
Um,
yeah, he like full on grabs her breasts, like.
Uh,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
pretty hard to watch.
Um,
And then what
s-
does he say? He says this phrase that I have never heard before. But he says give give Chuggy the plate or something, the whole plate or something like
oh,
that. Have you
geez.
ever heard that expression? He says it twice.
Does he call himself Chuggy?
I think so in this
Jesus,
moment. Yeah. Gross.
that's unhinged. I
Yeah,
don't
it
like
is.
that.
Yeah, it's real gross.
And I guess thankfully, Mr. Newberry comes to the rescue with his high-pitched rat
Mm.
device, which,
No, I don't think that was intentional. He was grabbing a wrench and the rat started to approach the machine. And that's when
mm,
that machine started making the sound. So that's how he learned that the machine had an effect on them.
right. So the high-pitched frequency from his rat machine
His rat
starts,
boombox, if you
yeah,
will.
his rat boombox makes Chud go crazy, and he's like
Hmm.
like scratching at the inside of his trying, looks like it's just torturing him.
Yeah.
And Chug is able to get to it and destroy it, and then just like storms off, you know, probably says another slur on his way out, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and then again, Mr. Newberry, like I'm never entirely sure how to read him because I guess I would think if you're an adult too, and like you're in the situation, you just saw a student get sexually assaulted. His
Yeah.
first thing is he just picks up that rat boombox and goes, "Wow, wow." In his voice, I'm not even gonna try and do his voice, but like, what the fuck is that?
I have no idea.
It's such a weird bonkers character that you would find in like, one of the town folk in like Friday the 13th, not like in a movie
Yeah,
like this. It's very strange.
for sure. Yeah, he feels very out of place. He could have just been a normal guy, like a normal janitor who was hunting rats and discovered this machine
Yeah.
and helped the kids.
So Steve meets Rachel later at her place, and Rachel shows him the DVD, and it's a video from Gavin.
Not
Granted, this
helpful.
No, not helpful. Granted, it's a couple of years earlier, but yeah, definitely like Scream 3 Randy vibes a little bit
Hmm.
here. Um, and basically Gavin reveals that Caldecott is behind this.
Hmm.
And Rachel's like, also, by the way, I've done some digging and found that he specialized in mind control at a behavioral health hospital. And then obviously we gotta go, right?
Like, boom,
Yeah, I love
there it
that.
is.
So let's get on that ferry. We love a good ferry ride. So no, no horses on board, thankfully.
Yeah. No ring incidents.
Right. And this is when Steve talks about Alan to Rachel, and
Yeah.
then he confirms, like, yeah, we're here because, he killed himself and family struggling. We're gonna start a new life here, and here's where we are. Um, Based on their ease of getting into this hospital, I was not prepared for this to be a functioning hospital with
I
staff.
know. How many people are on staff here?
At
Two?
least, well, yeah, at least the one guy or two, maybe.
Three
Um,
max.
but yeah, they're able, like, there's even just patients walking around too, and they're able just to
Yeah.
get in and just walk freely around this place.
And
Um,
patients that seem like they could be potentially dangerous.
Yeah, this isn't of the best portrayal of the
Mental
type of
health.
yeah, the type of people that access those spaces.
No.
Um,
I thought that this was, but my understanding, I wasn't thinking it was a normal mental health institute. I was thinking that this place was run by Dr. Calicut, and maybe that's why, like, he just dumps everybody that he fucked up from mind control. Like, that's where all the throwaways went.
yeah.
That was what I was thinking, but especially because of his daughter.
Speaking of which, one of these people, one of these patients is out just like, saying some nonsense about mystical creatures and
Among the flowers.
little flowers and animals and such. I don't know.
Mm.
Um, and then until fucking Steve just yells "shut up" to her, and then fucking Rachel just punches her right in the fucking
I
face
love
and
it.
knocks her
Knocks her
out.
out.
Yeah, so you have just broken into this hospital. You are verbally accosting the patients and you punched one in the face. Like, I don't think you can do that.
No.
And then, but it's okay because Steve checks her like necklace ID or wrist ID, I forget, and
Wrist.
it's Caldicott's daughter.
Oh, what
With
did I say? Calicot?
sure,
Like
whatever.
calico? Cats.
Um, which I mean, I guess I don't know if it was determined like what if they knew what her name was or he had a daughter even, or they just saw Caldecott and they were like, oh, clearly
I
this is
think
not
it
a
was a,
surname anyone uses.
yeah, and clearly something, is wrong with her, and now you can assume that Caldecott did that to her, which then makes him seem even more evil and sinister because you're like, okay, ugh, if that's his family, what is he gonna fucking do to us?
Right. Um, they got to bust out of this hospital. This is when you get that fucking great Harvey Danger needle drop. So good.
Yeah,
Um, I I wonder, I absolutely love this band. And you know this.
yeah, they're great.
And I you're welcome, because I feel like if it wasn't for me mm, pushing it on your husband at a
Yeah,
young age,
that's
um,
definitely true.
and then
But
him
yeah,
forcing it on you.
more people should listen to Harvey Danger. If you get anything out of this episode, just go through their albums. They're great.
Hell yeah. And but I wonder if this is the first time I heard the song because these were the
Really?
type of movies I was watching. I, you know, I'm just trying to think where else I would have been exposed to them. I guess I was
The
watching
radio.
some MTV.
It was all
Yeah.
over the radio.
Yeah, but like when I was in the car at that age listening to the radio, it was like shit like my dad was putting on. So like my dad, it was all like 70s rock. And then with my
Mm,
mom, it was all like 90s like pop country. And so
mm,
that's a lot of what I absorbed that wasn't me finding it on my own, you know?
interesting.
So
Well,
it very
that was
well could have been from this movie, and I'd be like, wow, fuck yeah. Yeah, paranoia, paranoia. Love that shit.
yeah.
Let's do it. Get me a
I
copy.
got
Let's get down to the warehouse.
I got a lot of top 40 because I had a young mom.
Yeah,
So I definitely had heard this song on the radio before
yeah.
anything else. And the Now That's What I Call Music commercial.
You should put that shit in the Louvre. Now that's what I call music one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Fucking some Casey and JoJo. All
Yeah, so
Saints.
good.
Janet Jackson. I love that. All so good. I can't think of a better collection of songs ever.
It's a good various artists album.
Like and I think they have like I know they issued that shit on vinyl now, and I'm kind of like maybe I should pick that up.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. So they escape the hospital, they stop at a gas station, and they get stopped by a police officer who tries to arrest them.
Mhm.
But then you got Mr. Newberry and his bag of rats to the rescue. Um, so who's able to like thwart the police officer and give them time to
Mhm.
escape in Rachel's car. Steve's like, "Oh fuck, I forgot. I've got a sister. We need to make a
I
pit
forgot.
stop to go get her. I don't even know her name, but I don't think it's
Lindsay?
important. Sure.
That was my guess.
He's a little too late because his parents already fucking sold him out to Caldecott, who's there at the house.
Oof. I do not like that motherfucker being in my house.
I don't know. I think what the parents are like, okay, look, we won't sign you up for the brainwashing program. Um, However, Like, I don't know. You can't just barge in here saying, I'm taking I'm taking your other daughter away from you. We're getting on the ferry now. We're leaving. I'm a high
Yeah.
school student.
Yeah. I did like, I'm sorry. Where are you gonna live? With what money?
Yeah.
It's not gonna work out.
Um, he heads outside with, I guess Lindsay is her name. But the place is already
It
surrounded
is
by,
Lindsay. I double checked.
oh, thank you. Yeah, the place is already surrounded by the Blue Ribbon Buddies. We don't know where Katie
Yeah.
Holmes went. Fucking Chug shows up and knocks him to the ground, and they knock him out. He passes out. And, by saying some, gosh, I think Gavin says ice, ice baby to him.
Yeah, what does that mean in
I
that
don't get that.
context? I didn't
Yeah.
get it either.
Yeah. It's like, we're going to give you, you're going to wake up with a vanilla ice haircut.
He's like, whole new you.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, so he wakes up strapped to a gurney and being wheeled through. It isn't the hospital he's at, the
Hmm.
behavioral health hospital. It's some other like dungeon hospital, right?
Not a dungeon hospital. It's probably an abandoned warehouse or factory that they've made a makeshift hospital in.
Something, right?
Yeah.
And right, it's this point in the movie where, Gavin's given him this whole like, I promise you it's better this way. I'm a whole new me, blah 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 blah.
Anytime
Uh,
someone says that, I've never felt so alive. They're either on cocaine or they have been brainwashed or body snatched or taken over in some way and they're not correct.
yeah. Um, they move him and strap him into this chair for this like lobotomy situation, and Caldicott's there. He's like, "Ooh, I'm gonna do this one myself," because I think some other people were operating on Rachel in the other room. You
Hmm.
see her
Hmm.
in a chair too. Um, Steve tries to taunt him a little bit by repeating the mystical creature shit,
Yeah,
to be like,
that
"See,
is.
I know. This is a little salt I can maybe pour on this wound." And then Caldicott's like, "You think I give a fuck about my fucking kid? I don't fucking care."
He's like, she was dumb as rocks.
Yeah, you can't what's the saying? You can't make an omelet without breaking a few brains. So this is when he tries like
I love this.
I love like mind control like videos because it's
Uh-huh.
always these like super fast cut like you know yeah like subliminal words but like also like just pictures of like the American flag or like a girl in roller skates twirling.
Yeah, like people holding hands at the park. Like just the most random images. And
Yeah,
it's also he's saying something like go into the light, go
yeah,
slowly into the light.
something like that.
Hmm. But my question is, clearly this little device needs to go into your eyeball, right?
Right,
Because they all have that red, weird, contracting eyeball situation. So, how are they going to do this on Rachel? Her eyes are closed, like she's like unconscious, and they have the machine all ready for her. Like it's already like running, and Steve has to stop her
right.
or stop it. They didn't think that far ahead, huh?
And if she's unconscious, like what good would any of like those like subliminal videos be if
Yeah,
she can't see them?
exactly.
Right? So he's able to get out of here because he's able to like grab like a scalpel at some
Hmm.
point. He's able to cut himself free. Then runs over, he escapes to find Rachel. And she's, like I said, she's unconscious. She's super out of it. And I was like, where have I seen this before? And have you ever seen Batman Begins, the first
Yes.
Christian Bale one?
Hmm.
There's a scene in the movie where Batman needs to save Katie Holmes, also playing a character named Rachel,
Oh, yes.
who's like super like, and she does like the same like like half
Yeah.
awake stuff. He's like Rachel, Rachel. Um, So I was like, did Christopher Nolan just watch Disturbing Behavior? And he's like, I've got a scene in my movie that I wanted to be just like this. And they're like, yeah, yeah, sure, okay, all right, let's get back to casting. He's like, no, 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 no. I want it to be just like this. Get me Katie Holmes. And they're like, Katie Holmes, Tom
Really?
Cruise's wife? She hasn't been in a movie in like fucking forever. He's like, no, no, no. I need Katie Holmes right now.
No one
And
else will do.
yeah. So Chug tries to stop them, but luckily Rachel comes to and just like fucking kills the shit out of him.
Yeah, tries to stop them and says that weird line about giving him the whole plate.
Yeah, I guess so. That's Chug's arc.
Maybe he says something else and my captions were just saying something weird.
That's the thing. We can't trust the captions because we
We
know
can't
they're
trust
changed.
them.
Even
Yeah.
when it wasn't like outwardly like profanity, there was still some stuff that
Yeah.
was changed. Um, and then good for them that UV, remember UV? He's been just fucking gone for
Yeah,
who
where was
knows
he
how
this
long,
whole time?
right? UV and Lindsay are just waiting there in Rachel's truck. Be
BFFs
like,
now.
be like, hey y'all, we're ready to go.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I don't like my sister hanging around UV either. I know he's not brainwashed yet, but I still I don't like
Mm-mm.
him either. But they book it to make it to the last ferry out. But Caldecott and the Blue Ribbon Buds, they're already there.
Oof.
Ooh, uh-oh. Um, they feel like they're fucked, but again, you got fucking Mr. Newberry to the rescue again, who runs over Caldecott
Yeah.
and shows off in the trunk of his car his giant, well, not really a giant high-pitched rat device because he really just kind of taped 20 of them together,
Yeah, he had a bunch of them that he just bungee corded together in the back of his truck or El Camino, whatever it is.
right? And then fucking turns that shit on to start driving all of them crazy
Mm-hmm.
and then give everyone the upper hand. I looked away. I must have for a moment, because I looked down maybe at my phone, looked back up at the screen, and James Marsden has a motorcycle all of a sudden. Where did he get that from?
So what happens is
Thank you.
Mr. Newberry is luring all of the blue ribbons with the radio waves, whatever you want to call it. And then he's like, "All right, you guys make it to the ferry. Like, don't leave without me." I remember he said that because we'll get back to that. And he's like, "Don't let it leave without me." He's like, "I'll be right back." And then he gives Katie Holmes this like romantic, like quick kiss. And there's just a dirt bike there already that
Oh,
he just
okay.
hops onto and knows how to professionally ride, apparently. He's like
Okay.
jumping hills and shit. And he decides he's gonna chase after Newberry, I guess, to help him.
He learned all of this in the streets of Chicago, obviously.
Yes, how to just dirt bike over, just doing like air jumps and shit. Like you just don't like know how to intuitively do that, I'm assuming.
Maybe not. If you're a cool alternative kid, maybe,
Possibly.
right? So he goes to follow Newberry, who is leading all of these just fucking crazed out, fucking now ultra violent kids
Hmm.
chasing after him, right? Um, Steve pulls up. Steve catches up to Mr. Newberry, pulls up next to him, and he's like, "So what's the plan?"
Yeah.
And then Newberry's like, "Well, I'm gonna, I gotta kill all these kids. You understand that, right?" And
And I'm
Steve's,
dying, by the way.
yeah, and also, by the way, I'm dying. So we can do this. And Steve's like, are you sure? Like they can't be like helped? Like, are you sure there's nothing we can do? And
Does
then
he even say that? He doesn't even think twice about it, I feel like.
no, Steve's like, are you sure we can't help them? And and Newberry's just like, nah, 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 don't worry. I'm sure I understand all this science just fine. I think I just need to kill them. So I'm going to do that.
I
And then
know,
Steve's
like, what
like,
if
all
that
right.
device could have just easily been removed from their eye and then they were back to normal?
yeah, no interest in exploring that at all.
Mm-mm.
Um,
They're ruined.
so kind of a little bit on the nose, that metaphor of like, brainwashed kids who can't think for themselves jumping off a cliff,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Um, I was like, oh wow. I was like, yeah, 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 they kill all the kids.
Mhm.
That's pretty wild. And I like that shot of him, driving off the cliff and then all the sea of children like chasing after him and then all
Yeah.
falling behind him. I
Very
thought that was
fun.
pretty good.
Yeah, I thought so
So
too.
goodbye, Mr. Newberry. We will never know whether or not.
What the fuck your deal was.
Yeah. I liked that he's like, yeah, sure. Am I gonna kill all these children? Sure, but let me throw in a Pink Floyd quote just to bring some levity to all this.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. So Steve's like, well, oh no, no, actually, Steve's about to head back. He's like, oh, well, looks like we got all that settled. And then Caldecott shows up, and then you have this like
Mm.
weird, unnecessary like fist fight between the
Yeah.
two.
Who cares?
Yeah. Because it only lasts like 2 seconds, and then he's like, all right, and then he throws him, or he throws Caldecott off the
Hmm.
cliff too.
It would have been
So
funny if he just there was no struggle and he just fucking pushed him right off the cliff.
so it's like again, how do you explain all this when I mean now you've got how many people dead?
People.
And
They
if
don't
the
know
parents,
about the brainwashing.
yeah, so it's like you're gonna need to do a lot to prove a lot of this
Hmm.
when all, yeah, I guess your only witnesses are Katie Holmes and UV.
Hmm.
Um, he gets back to Rachel and he's like, yeah, yeah, I guess that solves it. We don't have to leave anymore, by the way. They're all dead.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, she's like, is that it? And he's like, yeah, yeah, it's pretty much, yeah, home's where the heart is, as
Yeah.
they say.
No money on a ferry. My parents are still around, so I do have to acknowledge them.
Oh yeah, he was definitely like, yep, I guess we need to, let's go home. Home is fine. But really, I'm like, he had no plan past that ferry.
He had
So he was
no
probably thinking
plan.
like, ooh,
Yeah,
uh-oh.
like am I like tied to this girl now?
Yeah.
Like
But
they're like romantic kiss. I'm like, are y'all gonna spend the rest of your lives together now? What's going on?
I guess. But that's pretty much it. That's the end. That's their story. You do have that epilogue at the end where
I love it.
you have this like inner city school, I think.
Hmm.
And then like, geez, Natalie, these kids are just fucking pests. They're wearing sunglasses indoors. They're like
I
throwing
thought I
trash on the hallways.
I thought I changed the like movie and it was Dangerous Minds.
Yeah. Um, and then of course, you have the principal or someone being like, all right, you've got your new student teacher. Get ready for this. Here's your new student teacher. And I'm just like, we all know it's gonna be fucking Gavin. Like,
Yeah, we haven't seen him for half the movie.
yeah. How much time takes place between the story ending at Cradle Bay and then this situation? Like, I would assume Gavin like still needs to like finish high school so he can
Yeah.
then apply to college, get a degree, do all the, everything that you need to at least get to the student teacher
Hmm.
status.
I would think he's already like working on getting his credentials if he's a student teacher. So it's probably got to be what were they supposed to be like seniors?
Yeah, so it's got to be 4 years past
Hmm.
at least.
Yeah, so he's just been going around doing whatever he's doing. I don't know if he picked up Caldecott's plan or if he's going to learn how to do all of that. Maybe like what is he going to do without the doctorate?
Yeah, like, and you're right. It must like see he does look like early 2000s Steve Jobs in the end. So I guess that does make sense that's kind of where our timeline's at. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just like I guess maybe if your goal is to like just brainwash kids, and then again to like what effect? Like
Mm.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't seem to serve him in any way. And if you have this like intelligence or this whatever, it's like, why? Yeah, why can be a fucking school teacher, dude? Like,
Why are you gonna waste this brainwashing to be a perfect citizen on brainwashing more people? That's obviously part of the brainwashing is to try to multiply.
right.
That's what it seems like.
But yeah, I like, and again, no speech about like, oh yeah, and then they're gonna, you know, be little assholes that I've got all over, and they're just gonna infiltrate, you know, like
Yeah.
rats, like
Yeah.
I don't know,
Well, I think
whatever.
that was the whole point is like they were meant to go off into the world and create more versions of themselves eventually, but they didn't get that far, and Gavin did. Yeah, like why does he have the opportunity to think freely and decide this situation seems like it's escalating, it's getting dangerous. I should exit so I can keep keeping on.
My only guess would be like, I don't know, sorry to spoil weapons for everybody, but like it seems to be like the longer you're under this mind control, the harder it is for you to like get out of it. So
That's
like
true.
maybe since he was the most recent
Yeah, could
convert,
be.
maybe but again, this would just be a wild guess and nothing that
Yeah.
the movie tries to answer.
You didn't even have to bring up weapons to make that point.
And that's it, Natalie. That's the end of our movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
How disturbing did you find that behavior? On a 5 boo scale. Not talking about the movie, just
I
talking
was gonna
about
say
the
not the boost score. Like on a 5 boost scale, how disturbing was their behavior?
yeah.
Honestly, I would give it at least, are we talking about Chug or
Ch
everybody overall?
oh, Chug is very disturbing. He's got the most
He's
disturbing
a
behavior.
5. He's a 5. But
Yeah.
everyone else, I would say, is I'd say a 4. I mean, anybody who's willing to beat the shit out of somebody as a group, that's pretty fucked. But I
Yeah, that
think
is
Chug gets a 5 and the rest get a 4.
yeah, I guess that is pretty disturbing behavior, huh?
Oh yeah, and then that guy snapped that girl's neck.
Mm.
Like, come on.
These fluids are mine.
It is pretty disturbing. Yeah.
Natalie, what are the taglines for this movie?
This movie has 4 taglines. They're really leaning into this perfect theme. So stay with me.
Okay.
Okay. In Cradle Bay, there's nothing more frightening than perfection.
Okay.
Okay.
Isn't the town in Tremors called Perfection?
Yes,
Love that.
it is. Perfection is every teenage student's co-pilot.
What?
I don't know.
Perfection is every teenage student's co-pilot.
Yes, correct. You heard that
Okay.
correct.
I feel like you could get rid of teenage or student. I feel like one might imply the other, or it doesn't need to be as implied because you see teenagers on the cover, right?
Yeah.
But the co-pilot,
Why co-pilot?
there's no flying in this movie. There's
And they're not like
boats.
coupled up.
Yeah. I don't know. No, thank you for that
It's
one.
not good. No, it's not good. You'll never be the same.
But I mean, very broad, but better.
It worked. And then I think this one's my favorite of the 4. It doesn't matter if you're not perfect. You will be.
Okay.
The problem is that okay, the reason why these taglines, I was thinking a lot about this as I was reading through them because they kept pushing the word perfect and perfection, and that word doesn't really come up at any point because they're definitely not perfect. They're murdering, attacking, sexually assaulting, so they're far from perfect. But to me, like the Stepford Wives would be a perfect example of, or I'm sorry, an example of what perfect would look like, not this,
Hmm.
right?
Spoiling the Stepford Wives?
Yes, that's your taglines.
Hmm. Okay.
Not a great bunch.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Boo scores. What do you got?
Ooh, you're gonna make me go first? Okay. I I like this movie. I wouldn't say I love it or that I like it a lot, but I do like it. And aside from seeing it back in 1998, I have watched it a couple times over the years. So we'll say I've seen this movie at least 5 times, not including this watch. I've seen it a few times.
Hmm.
I enjoy the cast and I do enjoy the acting. I think the pacing is actually really good on this movie. As I was watching it, I was enjoying how the movie progresses, but it does feel unoriginal. And if you're going to take an idea that's been done before, like what's so special about it? And there's really nothing special. And like we were talking about, the agenda just isn't there. Like if Caldecott was getting paid and we knew he was getting paid, there you go. Money's his motivation. That's all I needed. And do I really need a motivator from him? No. The characters are fine, but I do think it's a fun watch. I would recommend it to other people, especially if you like late 90s horror thrillers, ensemble cast type things. And I would I'd leave it on if it came on in a hotel room. I think that's how I've watched this movie multiple times, is that it's on and I caught it. I'm gonna give it 2.5 boos, a generous 2.5 boos.
Yeah. Um, I'm not sure. I was coming in with a range, and I'll probably just shoot down the middle.
Okay.
I'm gonna give this two boos.
Okay.
Because at
What
first I
was
was
the
saying
range?
1.5 to 2.5. Or maybe one and
Oh.
a half to two. I don't know if I was gonna go above two. But I thought 1.5, nah, that's harsh. I think that this movie is competent. I think it's watchable. The you know, it's dumb, but that's
Oh yeah.
okay, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of go back and forth on William Sadler and his performance in this.
Yeah.
And I feel like when I'm really not feeling it, it's that's where I'm thinking, oh, maybe closer to 1.5. But when I'm like kind of feeling it, I'm like, okay, it is bonkers to put this character and just not explain any of it or answer any of it.
Uh-huh.
Like, and just have him be just this kooky rat catching mine worker.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it makes no sense. But yeah, I don't know. So I'm gonna give it a two. I think it's a very watchable two.
Yeah.
Same deal. Like, hey, if you want, it's. But I'd say like, hey, if you want to watch like a Kevin Williamson knockoff, I mean, I'd say Urban Legend or something above this, or The Faculty above
I
this. Both
I
better
was gonna
movies.
say, I think what nostalgia carries this movie pretty heavy for me, so that's why I would say it tipped me to 2.5 boos instead of 2 boos. But I will say, I think that The Faculty and this movie coming out in the same year, The Faculty was the clear winner. It's more fun. You've
Yeah,
got, you know, crazier things going on, special effects wise. It, I think, has a stronger cast too.
yeah, a lot
Like
of good people in that movie.
yeah, yeah, like
Yeah,
it's got a lot of good people in that movie. So I think it just kind of took a back seat to The Faculty, and The only reason why I would compare the two is because they are so fucking similar, not just because they came out in the same year. So that kind of hinders it. But I'm gonna stick with the 2.5 boos for this one.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's all I got on disturbing behavior, Natalie. Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Um, don't go down on people anymore because you never know. Right? There you go. There, that's my PSA.
I
I
am
don't
going
know.
to cancel out that PSA. Terrible advice.
It's traumatizing. I don't like that one bit. Um, and yeah, just it's always important that, you know, when you dance, people got to know you're deep.
Oh
So
yeah.
you got to sit and kind of pout and look introspectively too in the back of your truck. She's just like grooving like this, just by herself in the middle of the parking lot. And I'd be
Hmm.
like, what's up with her? What's wrong? What's her problem?
Yeah, I'd be like,
Right? I was like,
girl,
this is
stop
weird.
trying to get attention. That's what I'd be thinking. Because she
Yeah.
does, when she's leaning against the truck too, she's like thrusting her whole body, just like
Yeah.
throwing it up and down. And you're like, okay, come on
And I
now.
get it. It's probably not her. It's probably, the male directors and the people on
Of
set being like, hey,
course.
we need you to like really just put your pelvis out and just stick it out for people. Um, almost look like you're preparing to like what do you call that game where you bend over backwards and go under the bar?
Oh, Limbo.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Hmm. All right. That's all I got. Hey everybody, take care. And yeah, if you ever find your behavior to be a little too disturbing, tone it down. Come on,
Put it down.
tone it down. Three, two, one, ghost.
Thanks for listening to our episode on disturbing behavior. If you thought this episode was Razor, subscribe to our podcast and leave a 5 boo review on whichever platform you choose to listen. You can find us on Instagram at 321ghostpod and give us a follow. We would love to hear your thoughts on the movie. Follow us on Letterboxd at 321ghostpod to see our boo scores on all of the movies we've covered so far. Next week, we're going back to our franchise series with A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wait, Natalie, didn't Kyle say the same thing last week? He did. And guess what? Kyle fucked up. Thanks again for listening. 3, 2, 1, ghost.